How I got into life care planning is a little bit interesting. So I don't do things the regular way. I typically do things backwards. How I got into life care planning is a little bit unique. I come from a family of nurses, so our dining room table was multi-purpose. We used our dining room table for meals. We also used our dining room table for exams. So I grew up being around a family of nurses. So when I was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Of course I said, a nurse. And all of my family said, no, you can't be a nurse. There's too many nurses in the family. My family understanding that nursing was a very rewarding but also a very draining job. The last thing my family wanted for me was to work 12-hour shifts, work nights and weekends and holidays, and also hit a glass ceiling. There was only so far I could go. So I was steered in the direction of business. Got my undergraduate degree in business, but I also double majored in psychology counseling. I was bound to help somebody, so I entered into psychology counseling. I knew I wanted to pursue my career, so I chose rehabilitation. I obtained my master's degree in rehabilitation, and out of the gate, I started working with folks who were injured on the job in the workers' compensation setting. My role was the case manager. What I found was often being involved in a lot of heavy medical knowledge, coordination of medical care, which I felt not prepared in my master's degree. So what did I do? I went to nursing school, had my master's degree, then turned right back around and went to nursing school. It was because of my husband that I went to nursing school. He said, baby, you want to be a nurse? You go be a nurse. So that's exactly what I did. After my graduate degree, I enrolled in a BSN program. In the BSN program, I expanded my role as a case manager, got more involved in the medical case management. After my BSN and nursing license, I started specializing in catastrophic cases. Cases where people suffered spinal cord injuries, traumatic brain injuries, burns. Case management took me into a different direction. What I found is I was getting burned out. I was at a conference one day, walked through the exhibit hall, and here was a booth that talked about life care planning. Be your own boss, work from home, earn $150 plus an hour. I thought to myself, too good to be true. Too good to be true, but it caught my attention. I was kind of on the verge of burnout working with a particular company, 60, 70 hours a week, minimal pay. Every time we turned around, the demands of the corporation went up and up, but the pay stayed the same. I knew I wanted to change. I always loved the idea of working for myself. I just didn't know how to do that as a nurse case manager. After 10 minutes of talking to this vendor about life care planning, I was sold. The light bulb went off. I enrolled in at that point it was a 60-hour program. Shortly after completing the nurse life care planning training course, I became a certified nurse life care planner. And a few months after that, I decided to quit the corporate world and go into business on my own. Believe it or not, that was about 20 years ago.